Paris Fashion Week 2024. Historic creative director debuts set for spring 2026. The fashion world is on the brink of a revolution. Will Paris Fashion Week be the catalyst for change? Get ready for the most anticipated Paris Fashion Week in recent history, as the city prepares to host a record number of creative director debuts for the spring 2026 women's RTW season. From September 29 to October 7th, the fashion capital will be abuzz with excitement as 76 runway shows and 36 presentations take center stage. But the real question on everyone's mind is, can this influx of fresh talent and innovative designs be the spark that reignites the luxury sector, which has been struggling with dwindling sales and a host of other challenges? The answer may lie in the hands of the new creative directors, who are set to make their mark on some of the world's most iconic fashion houses. Matthieu Blazy, the newly appointed creative director at Chanel, will present his highly anticipated debut collection on October 6 at 8 p.m. at the Grand Palais. Jonathan Anderson, one of the most in-demand designers of the moment, will follow up on his successful Dior men's debut with his first Dior women's collection on October 1st at 2:30 p.m. And Pierpaolo Piccioli, who has big shoes to fill following Demna's departure, will make his Balenciaga debut on October 4th at 8 p.m. But here's where it gets interesting. Can these new creative directors bring a fresh perspective to the luxury sector, which has been criticized for its lack of innovation and relevance in recent years? The answer remains to be seen, but one thing is certain: the stakes are high. The luxury sector is facing a perfect storm of challenges, from dwindling sales and labor scandals to data breaches and tariff legislations. Can the wave of creative turnarounds be the catalyst for change that the industry so desperately needs? Other notable debuts include Miguel Castro Freitas, who will present his first collection as creative director of Mugler on October 2nd at noon, and McCollough and Lazaro Hernandez, who will debut their first Loewe collection on October 3rd at 11:30 a.m. Glenn Martens, who presented his critically acclaimed couture debut for Maison Margiela in July, will shift gears to show his first RTW collection for the Avant-Garde label on October 4th at noon. And Durand Lantink will bring Jean Paul Gaultier back to the ready-to-wear schedule after more than a decade with his first JPG collection on October 5th at 4:30 p.m. As the fashion world waits with bated breath to see what these new creative directors have in store, the one thing is clear: the future of the luxury sector hangs in the balance. Will the wave of Paris Fashion Week 2026, top shows and designer debuts? Are you ready to dive into a whirlwind of fashion? Paris Fashion Week is back, and it's set to be one of the busiest seasons yet. Imagine your summer vacation suitcase packed to the brim. Now envision that level of excitement and activity for the world of haute couture and ready-to-wear. From September 29 to October 7th, the Spring 2026 women-only ready-to-wear calendar is bursting with 76 shows and 36 presentations, marking a significant uptick from the 66 shows and 40 presentations of the previous Spring 2025 season. One of the highly anticipated events is Jonathan Anderson's debut for Dior women's wear, scheduled for October 1st at 2:30 p.m. This follows his successful men's show in June, setting the stage for a promising new chapter. Meanwhile, Matthieu Blazy will unveil his first collection for Chanel on October 6th at 8 p.m., a moment that fashion enthusiasts have been eagerly awaiting. But here's where it gets interesting. This season is particularly high stakes, with an unprecedented number of designer debuts occurring amidst an industry downturn. Can these fresh perspectives breathe new life into the fashion world and help it recover? It's a question many are pondering as they navigate through the packed schedule. Several established brands are making a comeback, including Thom Browne, who hasn't graced the Paris runway since September 2022, and Lanvin, which chose the Eve of Couture for Peter Copping's debut last season. Additionally, we're seeing the return of Vetements and Agnès B, along with the debuts of Loewe, Jean Paul Gaultier, Carven, and Mugler. Not to be forgotten are the half debuts, such as Glenn Martens at Margiela and Michael Ryder at Celine, who both made their marks earlier in the year. The official show calendar is welcoming some newcomers too, including Meryl Roge, the winner of the 2025 Anda Rand Prize for Fashion and now the creative director of Marni. Another exciting addition is Matiers Fical, a Canadian duo comprising Hannah Rose Dalton and Stephen Raj Bhaskaran, whose brand is supported by Dover Street Market Paris. Joining them is Belgian designer Julie Kegels. For those accustomed to off-calendar shows, Ganni and Fashion Jacquemin are making their debuts on the official presentation calendar. Ganni has been staging off-calendar shows in Paris for the past 2 seasons, while Fashion Jacquemin, founded by La Cambre graduate Alexandra and Secoldin Jacquemin, brings a fresh perspective. Some notable absences from the show schedule include Duran Lanting, who is focusing on his new role at Jean Paul Gaultier, Kenzo, which showed in March but prefers its menswear slot, and Off-White, which will be showcasing during New York Fashion Week in September. Other familiar faces like Ludovic de Saint-Cernin, Maureen Serre, and Roch are also missing. A few adjustments to note. Miu Miu's show has been moved to October 6 at 2 p.m., replacing its spot on the final day. Louis Vuitton will kick things off on September 30th at 12 p.m., and Meryl Rage will bring the curtain down on Paris Fashion Week with her debut collection for Marni. So whether you're a seasoned fashion insider or just starting to explore the world of haute couture, this season promises to be a feast for the eyes and a fascinating journey through the latest trends and innovative designs. What do you think? Will these new faces and fresh perspectives turn the tide for the fashion industry? Share your thoughts in the comments.